Gingerbread Baby. This book was written by Gingerbread. Let's look at the pretty artwork. So pretty. It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it to the page that said, Gingerbread Boy. Gingerbread Boy. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of Gingerbread Boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes, no more, no less. Do not peek, the recipe read. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick-tock, tick. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. Ooh, it's a baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back into the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened, in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. There's our cat. Meow. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and he sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of fresh ginger, sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked at the gingerbread baby, climbed over the wall. Woof, woof. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing, a dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, Catch me if you can. Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him. Meanwhile, Madeline tiptoed up behind him with a bucket. Oh, I got a blanket with a bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. I was going to get him in the bucket. He got away. He took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Oh no, look what he did. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed it, and rolled the dough. He shaped it and put it in the pan and into the oven. Tick-tock, tick. 8 long minutes. This time he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Matty said to himself. What do you think that clever boy's done? As he bounced along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon up just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to the mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. No! I am the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, and the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for Mama Pig. Who's left? Catch me as you can. Now they're all chasing him because they're all mad. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over to the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby dancing on top, singing in a loud voice, "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever," till his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Oh, there he is. Ooh. Who was watching from the trees? It was a fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him, but the fox couldn't help himself and he licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Oh no. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself in. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice, "Ha ha hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can." Catch me if you can. The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby voice. "Who is meddling with my milk?" he shouted and lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Oh my gosh, look at that. They're all after him. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha, Madeline, and bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cat, the father and mother were all after the gingerbread baby, and getting closer. He knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of the clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, the doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. He ran inside. Oh. In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbles. What happened? What happened? The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match. I wonder who it was." The mother said, "Let's go home and tell Matty." I don't think they need to tell Matty. "Hello, Matty," the father said when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you have been busy," said Mother, looking at the gingerbread house Matty was holding. "Too bad." We never caught that gingerbread baby. Too bad, said Maddie. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house.
Can I flip the tab?
I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as could be to be living in the house that Maddie made for me. You didn't think he ate him, did you? And that's the end. That's a pretty good story, wasn't it? What do you think, Mouse? Mouse is upset she didn't get to eat him.
It's not fair. I want to eat the cookie.
I want to eat it. That's okay, TT. Mimi's sending you a box of Little Debbie gingerbread baby cakes. Merry Christmas. Love you. Bye-bye.